Factoring practice. You try first, then check your answers. What you'll need to do is you'll need to pause the video, write down the problems, practice them, and then hit play to see how well you're doing. Now, before we begin, we have to have some rules in place. Every factoring problem, we are going to have to begin with, is there a GCF? Once we pull out the GCF, we will then see if we have 2 terms, if we have 3 terms, or if we have 4 terms. This is very, very important because we're going to do the problems differently depending on if we see 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms. So your 2 terms should look something like this. If your 2 terms, a squared minus 16, difference of 2 squares, your answer is going to look like a plus 4 times the quantity a minus 4. If you have this perfect cubed here, you're going to set it up in factored form. You're going to put a in the first set of parentheses along with a 2. We're going to, in the second set of parentheses, take it to the second power. In the second set of parentheses, take it to the second power. So that would give us 2 squared, which is 4, and we'll write in a 4. First sign is just like the original. The second sign is the opposite, so it's going to be plus. We're going to multiply 2 times a, and we get 2a, and the last is always positive. This is how you factor perfect cubes. Here's another example of a perfect cube. A minus 5. First power, second power, a squared. 5 to the second power, 25. Here we multiply these 2 together, and we get plus 5a plus 25. This is what you're going to do if you see 2 terms. Here we have 3 terms. We have 3 terms. And we've already checked for a GCF. So what we're going to do is put it in factored form. So we need the factors of 2. In this case, it's 2 and 1. We need the factors of 2. In this case, it's 2 and 1. So we're going to do 2x and x in the front. And we got to figure out how to put 2 and 1. Well, I'm going to put 1 here and 2 here. I dare not put a 2 here because then I would have a GCF, and I don't want that. So now I need to figure out what are the signs that go in between. So this gives me 1x, and this gives me 4x. How can 1x and 4x, or 4n, give me 5n? I need this to be plus and this to be plus. This is how we factor when we have how many terms? Yes, 3 terms. Okay, so in this case, how many terms do we have? We have 4 terms. So when we have 4 terms, we're going to have to proceed with grouping. So what do I want to put together? Let's see. Let's try to put these 2 together. And let's put these 2 together. Do I have a GCF here? Yes, it's A. So what do I have left? 2a minus 3. Over here, do I have a GCF? Yes. What is it? It's just 3. And what do I have left? 2a minus 3. So now we clearly see that we have another GCF. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out. So if we pull that out, we're going to write 2a minus 3 because that comes out of both. And then what's left once we pull that out? A from the first and 3 from the second expression and our plus in the middle. Bam! What did we just do? We did factor by grouping. So ask yourself, did I take out the GCF? And then figure out, is this 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms? So we're going to do some practice. What you want to do is you want to push pause, and after you push pause, you want to come back and see if you did it correctly. Okay, so as we look at these problems, we notice that there's no GCF. So it is 3 terms. So we do our factored form. The factors of 3 are 3 and 1. The factors of 5 is 5 and 1. And we just have to get them arranged in the right order. Number 2, how many terms? 3. Do your factored form. Factors of 2, go in the front, 2 and 1. Factors of 9, go in the back. Could be 9 and 1, could be 3 and 3. Those are the things that you have to check. Number 3, how many terms? Oh, 3 terms. So what are the factors of my leading coefficient? 3 and 1. What are the factors of the 4? 4 and 1 and 2 and 2. So you have to put it in and then do your loop so that you can see. Now number 4 we're going to do together. So as we attempt to do number 4, what I'm going to do is, how many terms? Is 3. So as soon as I see it's 3 terms, I want to go ahead and put it in factored form. My factors are going to be 5 and 1. And in the back, I can have 12 and 1, I can have 6 and 2, and I can have 3 and 4. So 5 and 1, 5n in the front and in the back. So let me try 12 and 1. So 12 and 1, my loops, that gives me 12n. This gives me 5n. So 12 and 5 is going to give me 17. I need 19. So guess what? That didn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to try 6 and 2. This gives me my loop 6n, and this gives me my loop 10n. And is that going to come up to 19? No. So I got to take that out. Okay. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. I have 3n, and I have 20n. Okay, that's not going to give me 19n either, so let me just change this around. Let's try 4 and 3. We'll try them going backwards. So this is 4n, and this is 15n. Oh, I think I'm going to get it. So 15n and 4n is 19, and so we need a plus sign here and a plus sign here to get a positive 19. And 4 times 3 would give me 12. This is what we have to do to factor. All right, take a look at these problems here. We will work these together. Well, the first question you want to ask yourself is, how many terms do I have? Well, in this case, we have 2. So we're not going to do this like we did the last ones. So this is 2. First step, GCF. So I'm going to pull out a 12, and I have x squared minus 1. So I still have x squared minus 1, which is a difference, got to have the difference of 2 cubes. So this factors into x plus 1 and x minus 1, and we definitely have to bring the GCF back in front. This one right here, how many terms do I have? I have 2 terms. Do I have a GCF? No, I don't. And I need to change something. I need to make this right here. Oh, no, I'm good. Let me get my blue. And so this is a perfect cube, so I want to know what this is. I'm going to do that. 5 times 5 times 5, and x times x times x. And this is 2 times 2 times 2, and n2, n2, n2. So this is a perfect cube. So I'm going to do 5x and 2n squared in the front. Keep my sign. So that's to the first power, and here I do my second power, which is 25 x squared. And I square my back term, which is 4n to the 4th, and I multiply on the inside. So that's 10xn squared, 10xn squared plus 4n to the 4th. All right, next, how many terms? 2 terms. So 2 terms, factored form, x in the front, square root of 49 is 7, 7 in the back, 1 plus, 1 minus. Let's see if that works. Loops, 7x minus 7x. Yes, check it out. Here, how many terms? Oh, I have 2 terms. Here, I want to put it in factor form. I want to put x and 8 and 8, plus and plus. I get 8x, and I get 8x, and that's 16x, and there's no 16x. Oh, so maybe, let's see, do I need to change the signs on this? Well, let's try it. We're going to change the signs. Put an 8 minus minus. That gives me negative 8x, and this gives me negative 8x, and that's negative 16x. That doesn't work. So, folks, guess what? This one here is not factorable. Did anybody get it? Alrighty. That concludes your factoring practice. Have a great day.